Believe it or not, if Himawari is a miracle and also the answer as the one who will help Boruto defeat Jura. Still on Boruto chapter 16 hype, and after I read this chapter over and over again, I found an important clue that surely you will never imagine before. But before we discuss Himawari and Kurama, believe it or not, if this Boruto manga will adapt a big time skip that will happen for the second time. This is not nonsense without a reason, but try to see where the moment Kawaki and Boruto for the first time they fought on the Hokage statue. For those of you who still don't realize it, look at the design and clothes used by Kawaki and Boruto, especially Kawaki. Regarding the time skip that will occur for the second time, maybe we can use Kashin Koji's words as a point or reason for this analysis. With the revelation that Kashin Koji saw that in almost 6 years, Boruto would be able to control his time and space ninjutsu ability, it's like there's another plot twist in the future that will happen. And from this possibility, I assume that this has something to do with the second time skip. 6 years. Yep. This can be said to be a clue from what Kashin Koji said. By the way, now is the time where Boruto has only passed 2 or 3 years since the conversation with Kashin Koji. That means Boruto has shortened the time by 50%. Then the question is, what will happen to Boruto after he masters what should be mastered in the next 6 years? Actually, it is still difficult to ascertain what kind of power Boruto has gained after 6 years, but it is possible that Boruto has perfected the Hiraishin ability within 6 years. This perfection of Hiraishin means that Boruto no longer needs various forms of metal to determine where he will teleport. He will be able to teleport anywhere without fear of direction or destination being the coordinate point of his teleportation, and also without having to rely on the metal carried by a toad. The moment Boruto perfects the Hiraishin technique could also mark the final battle between Boruto and Kawaki. We still can't say for sure that Boruto, when fighting Kawaki in the first episode, was no longer using metal accessories like this time, because the cloak worn by Boruto in the first episode covered the accessories that should have appeared at the beginning of the Two Blue Vortex story. So it could be that the accessories have been covered by Boruto's cloak. But here's another interesting question. Will Boruto still be fully in control, free from Momoshiki's influence 6 years from now? Starting from the change in the outfit design of Kawaki and Boruto's ability in the next 6 years, this is the beginning of a clue revealed if the second time skip does make sense. But even so, I wouldn't say that the second skip is a sure thing, because it could be that Mikio will redesign the final battle scene between Boruto and Kawaki. Mikio once said honestly that when he drew the fight between Boruto and Kawaki, it was a drawing he made in a very short time and spontaneously, so it is very natural that the result is not really satisfying himself. Well, there is a possibility that because he is not satisfied with his old design, Mikio will think about redesigning what he had made at the beginning. Which one do you believe more? Do you believe in the second skip, or do you believe that Mikio will redesign his previous work? Regarding the second time skip, there's another intriguing point: how to defeat Jura. It is true that defeating Jura is difficult. However, Koji has provided us with a potential solution. The only way for now is to take down Hidari, Matsuri, Ryu, and Mamushi first. One of them must be defeated. But even though this solution isn't guaranteed, there's another answer to defeating Jura: the 9 tails of Kurama. Maybe you will refuse and doubt why it should be Kurama. Believe it or not, sooner or later Kurama will get his great power. There was something suspicious about Kashin Koji's reaction when he learned that the Kyuubi had been reborn in Himawari's body. If Koji did not see the future where Jura targeted Himawari, it means that Kurama's birth was not predicted by Koji's Jippo ability. The reason why Koji could not see when Kurama's birth would occur was because Kurama was a singularity of destiny, or it could also be said to be another entity that had its own destiny. Kurama does not know what will happen in the future, but Kurama's presence has changed the destiny that Koji sees. The reason why Koji told Shikamaru about Himawari, who could die at the hands of Jura if she left Konoha village, was because Koji wanted to keep the only key to defeating Jura. Kurama has the great power needed by Hima or Boruto to defeat Jura, with a commitment that has been determined. If Boruto has not used the power of karma when fighting against each enemy, of course, the other alternative is Himawari and Kurama. Because, to be honest, Boruto will find it difficult to defend against Jura without using the power of the Momoshiki. Even if he is allied with Kawaki, will that be enough to defeat Jura? This certainly sounds like a difficult thing, and one way to get that power is to utilize the power of the Kyuubi chakra in Himawari's body. We know that Kyuubi can transfer their chakra to other people. If Boruto gets chakra from Kyuubi, at least Boruto can get additional strength to fight against Jura. And still talking about Boruto, have you ever imagined if Boruto will master the power of Sage Mode in the future? Maybe with Sage Mode and Kyuubi chakra, Boruto can fight evenly against Jura for a limited period of time. For this reason, keeping Himawari alive is mandatory, so that they still have a chance to win against Jura. If in the end Himawari cannot be saved, then the last way for Boruto to defeat Jura is to awaken his Jugan Eye. And it seems the Jogan Eye that we saw in the first episode and the first chapter in the manga is the eye that Boruto has used to defeat Jura. And besides that, there was an interesting part that Koji said, "Follow your heart." These words were spoken by Kashin Koji to move Shikamaru in accordance with his expectations. Of course, this was the hope of Kashin Koji, because Shikamaru had been exposed to Zeno's abilities. It was rare that a human could side with Boruto to this extent, if not for following his heart. Zeno only affects a person's mind and memory. Zeno cannot affect the human heart. For this reason, it is very important for Kashin Koji to direct those who want to help Boruto by following his heart. Then, it turned out that Koji's words were no different from the words Jura always said. Jura always said, "Follow your instincts." Jura said this so that the other Divine Tree people could find their true selves by devouring the people they were always thinking about. Does Jura's so-called instinct actually refer to the heart? If so, then it makes sense why the Shinju target those in the hearts of the owners of the chakra they utilize. And perhaps more than that, Jura wanted to direct fate in his favor as well, namely the destruction of a planet. Following instincts leads to a grim future, while following the heart leads to a brighter one. Both Kashin Koji and Jura are fighting for a destiny that they consider ideal. And of course, this will be a challenge between the two of them to realize the dreams they will achieve. No matter what, Koji must stay alive. With Koji revealed as an ally of Boruto, it would be catastrophic if the Divine Tree humans were to find Koji's hiding place. If something terrible were to happen to Koji, it would be a nightmare for Boruto as he tries to lead everyone toward a better future. So that's our discussion this time, starting from a second-time skip clue, the great potential of Kurama and Hima to defeat Jura, and the last is a destiny that will bring destruction or vice versa. If you have other opinions or theories, I'm waiting for that. Like and subs, I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye, Dadabayo.